Hey guys, welcome to Tell Me Everything. This is a show where we sit down, talk to amazing people, and dive into conversations that inspire, motivate, and leave you feeling excited about your own life. Some weeks it'll be stories from people doing incredible things, and other weeks it'll just be me sharing what I'm learning, thinking about, or curious about. All the things that help us grow, laugh, and keep moving forward. We are talking ideas, ambition, friendship, life lessons, and all the little things that make life feel full and interesting. No filters here, no pretending, just good energy, real talk, and the kind of conversation you actually want to be a part of. So wherever you are listening from, in your car, on your walk, or at home, I'm glad you are here. Let's jump into it. Welcome back to another episode of Tell Me Everything. Okay, this week, I gotta be honest with you, I have slowed down my energy so much with recording these podcasts. I've been super busy at work, and there's just so much I want to share with you on this episode. This is a solo episode, so it's only going to be me on here this week, and there's a lot of things I want to unpack and share with you. So the past 2 weeks at work have been super crazy, like a whirlwind, and I just feel like I've been getting a lot of signs from the universe, and I think I shared it with you guys in the last episode about student loan forgiveness. So I'm definitely in the energetics of thinking outside the box of leaving my profession. Like, this is what I went to school for, and I've done it, and this is my 10th year, and I have crazy ADHD. I'm just not meant to do it one job for 30 years and then retire doing it. It's great for those who do that. I'm just not that human. I phase in and out of things. So this past couple weeks at my job, I've just been like really going through it. So last week when I aired the student loan podcast out, it was just so funny, the timing, because I was like, I'm just like really trying to get through this year and like put things into place so I can make a change. And I really want to focus this week's episode on kind of talking about those changes and what I'm actively doing to make those changes. I also feel like if I share them with you guys, it is going to hold me accountable. I hope the sound on here is good. I think I sound good. Let me hold on. Let me turn up my volume a little bit on the mic. Okay. Oh, a little bit better. Okay, I'm going to keep it at this level. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to dive right in. When in January 2026, the start of this year, I wrote down a whole bunch of things that I want to actually target and take like aligned action on certain areas of my life. And those areas were things like become more spiritual or connect more with God. I've started to go back to church, and I'm not as consistent as I'd like to say I would be. But that's because I work at the fitness studio at Montana Method. So sometimes I have to work on Sundays there. And I just don't want to feel shame or guilt that I'm not committing to church like I had once said, because it's not like I'm blowing it off to do something different. Like I have another part-time job. So anyway, I started doing that. I read this little coloring book it allows you to read the Bible in 1 year, and it's interactive and it's fun and it gives you journal prompts. So I've been actively doing that. I have been journaling every single day. So aside from that, I have a journal, and it's prompted too. I do my best work when I'm prompted, I've noticed. So every morning, right when I wake up, I DM myself. And this is something I got from the journal. And I write myself right away. I don't even get out of bed. I don't wash my face. Nothing. I have not left my bed. I just reach over for my journal and I journal, and I just brain dump. Sometimes it's negative and turns positive. It's also annoying, I'm not even going to lie, because I have to get up and rush to work, and I'm a snoozer. I snooze the button, and I just allow myself up until the very last minute to get ready for work. So this activity has honestly been frustrating me. However, when I'm writing, and I write at least 3 pages, the book is real small. I mean, it's not like a big, huge, ginormous book, but yeah, I do write 3 full pages. And I've been seeing a difference in my day. Totally. So I recommend doing things like this if you're feeling stuck, because I know I have felt so stuck. I've shared it with you guys so many times, but now I'm doing actionable and measurable. I'm using actual measurable tools, and I'm seeing and feeling a difference in my body. So since I started journaling, and I've been journaling about my shitty days at work and overcommitting and people pleasing and doing things I just don't want to do, and I'm just like putting it out on paper. And honestly, if somebody read it, I'd probably be mortified, but it's really my book, and it's my story, and it's how I feel. And I need to navigate these emotions because I keep things bottled up. And I think that's what keeps me in a spiral, feeling stuck. So every morning I do this and I get it all out. After that, I'm rushing around the house because I don't have much time, but my head is clear. Like it doesn't allow the constant talking to myself while I'm actively getting ready. Like I'm somebody that I have open tabs in my brain 24/7. So like I'll be talking, even doing this podcast, and I'll be thinking about, oh my gosh, what about this? What about this? After this, I have to do this. So it slows me down and takes me into the moment. So then after I get out of bed, I'm able to kind of do my morning steps, my skincare, brush my teeth, find my outfit for the day. You know what I mean? I could just kind of go through the physical motions rather than like program planning in my head while I'm also doing the physical aspects of life. So that's been happening. This is another big thing that I really want to share with you. I started therapy. That was on my plan for 2026. I told myself I want to do therapy, but a specific kind of therapy, and it's called EMDR. So I started EMDR. I want to tell you exactly what it stands for. It's like eye movement, and I don't remember what the D stands for. So I'm sorry, I can't do that right now, but it's EMDR, and I love it so much. I've been doing it for 4 weeks now. So I developed a rapport with a therapist, and I shared with her these common themes that I'm noticing in myself. And again, I'm noticing things in myself because now I'm journaling, and I'm able to like read and see on paper what I get stuck on, and like what bothers me, and what helps me, like not even helps me, what keeps me not able to navigate. So I came to the table with all this information. I shared it all. And I told myself, Marissa, you need to share with her everything, be completely transparent and vulnerable and open, because that's the only way it's going to work. So I did it with her, and I got it all on the table, and we created a timeline together. This is big. So we created a timeline together of like big things or events that happened in my life that I know for a fact I never truly got over. I kind of learned coping skills or dealt with it, but they like shaped me some way, shape, or form, and maybe in a negative way. Honestly, obviously in a negative way, because I wouldn't be going to therapy if I was like felt great about it. So we discussed these aspects, and then we put them on a timeline. So now I'm down to the nitty-gritty, and we're doing the EMDR actual practice. And I love it so far. So the 2 ways that we've done it so far are I either watch a screen, and it's like a little marble ball, and it goes from the left to the right, to the left to the right. And it's not super fast. It's not like hypnotizing me or anything, but it keeps my brain from working from left to right, left to right. And sometimes she changes it from right to left, right to left. And as I'm visually seeing that, I'm going back to the memory that we put on the timeline, and I'm resurfacing that event in my life and bringing up the emotions, the thought process, the sensations in my body. And I just start to share it with her in not even in complete sentences, just like I share with her what comes up, and then after that she says, okay, go with that. go with that. Some of the things are like, I feel anxious in my stomach, or I feel stuck, or I feel like I feel unseen because of this. And she's like, go with that. So then I keep following this flow. And I realized after last session that the theme for me is feeling stuck. And I have a push and pull sensation in my body. And I always feel like if I do something, like even starting this podcast, I know some people have said negative things. Like I was on a boat with my friends, and my friend on the boat was like, I can't believe you started a podcast out of all the people. And I honestly had this fear that people were talking about having opinions about me starting this podcast, making jokes. Like, and it stopped me from doing it for a really, really long time. So things like that kind of keep me stuck, because I know what I'm capable of. And then I almost don't want to show those traits because I'm nervous that I'm going to be judged or something. And it's all BS, because this is your life and live it. So those are big themes in me. So they kept coming up, and then, okay. So then we tabled it. So I have to wait till next week to continue on with the practice. Next week, I told her I want to do audible, where I'm going to put my AirPods in my ears, and I'm just going to listen to a sound from my left ear, left to my right, and then my right to left, like however she plays it. I'm going to listen to that beat or whatever the sound is, and then I'm going to go back to the timeline, bring up that event, and then whatever comes up for me, I'll share with her, and we process and we process and we rewire my brain actively. And I think because I know that it's happening, and because I'm journaling, and because I'm catching on to my themes, it's happening faster for me. And I'm able to like now navigate in my days a little bit easier. Like, by no means am I cured, but I'm recognizing things in my life that are helping me like collaborate and turn my direction and go another way. Like, it's helping me. So 2026 was a year that I know that I wanted to target specific areas. Like, I have goals for this podcast. I know I dragged ass this month on asking people to be on it. I've just been so tired. Like, I work all day, then I go to Montana Method and I work there, and then I work sometimes on the weekends for school, and I'm just like, oh, now I got to get somebody at the house and interview them and edit it. And I know this sounds like complaints, but I don't know. Like, this month was just not a go-getter-y month for me, and I apologize for that, but I do have goals for this. Like, I eventually myself want to get on my social media and be somebody that talks to their camera and develops that rapport with people on social media. Like, I don't want it to just be on Spotify and YouTube as shows and episodes. I want it to be little clips of me talking and interacting and engaging. Like, I really love community-based topics, and community makes me feel better. And I just want to create that space. Like, that is so important to me. So with that being said, those are my goals for 2026. And I do think I'm taking aligned actions to kind of break through and get like the cobwebs out. And so I can figure out how to put certain puzzle pieces where they need to be. I also want to create an app for my podcast. And the vision behind the app is more so for community and connection. And I'm more creative than I am, I guess, analytical. I feel like I don't love writing in my journals, but I'm doing it because I want to see the data and my breakthrough. So I'm doing it right now because I just have this tangible goal that I want to conquer. But I really like creating based off of like what I see, or like adding colors. Like this podcast, I love different shades of purple. So I started incorporating them in the branding of this podcast. I almost want the app to have like little affirmations, positive self-talk, a community and wellness tab where you can talk to other, primarily probably females, but males could be involved too. And we just talk and build off of each other, because to me, it's like, if you want to expand and grow, you need to surround yourself with other people that are living a similar story to what you envision for yourself, because then you can learn from them. And that's how you grow. And that's how we help each other grow and keep going. So I want there to be an area of the app that helps with that. With AI coming along, it would be really cool to have like AI integrations, whereas like instead of writing or typing, you can talk to AI and like have it, say what you want, and then it comes on the screen and you can just that's your journal entry, because sometimes our thoughts are like fragmented and a little bit all over the joint, but AI might be able to help you clean it up, and then when you reread it back, it's like, oh wait, that makes much more sense than like it being bottled up in my mind, all fragmented and unclear. So those are my thoughts. And then another part of the app I really wanted is like the creativity piece, which is being able to color with your fingers, because obviously it's on your phone, but like, like a little paint area where you can bring purple or blues or, whatever, make different blobs thicker than others, and just like create that way, make little pictures and images, maybe even bring images in like that you take or screenshot and just like make collages. I love collages because there's something about like those old school magazines where you just see a bunch of pictures and like large fonts on top of it that just make me feel like, wow, that this is cool. Like this is trendy and pop culture-y. I don't know. Like, so that messiness attracts me. Like that clean aesthetics, I don't know. It's not that that doesn't attract me. It's just I'm not like that inside my body. So when I see that, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that's just like a little too perfect for me. But I know that it's nice and elegant and stuff. But I just love the whole like boldness and the picture here, picture there, black, white, different colors. I just like the all over the place energy, because that's how my brain functions. So I have that app theory. Then I want to also make apparel. I want to start making hats and clothing, like sweat sets, because I love sweat sets. Sorry, my little interface thing fell. But anyway, I love sweat sets, so I want to make them pretty shades of neutrals and colors like purple, like playful, energetic colors. I want my hats though to be, and I haven't, the vision isn't completely at my forefront yet, but I want them to have different phrases. Like definitely the hats on the head, I want them to have different positive phrases. They could be affirmations, but maybe they could be funny too, because sometimes, I'm not always that positive. I try to be, but like sometimes that it is what it is, So like even having a hat that says it is what it is. I'm not saying that's what it will be, but I want the hats to be kind of branded with some sort of phrase in that way. And then like my TME brand, So these are some thoughts that I have for 2026. And I really do think that as I start to prepare my social media and like go outward, with that, and then get more people on as guests and just keep building and building and building, I think it's all going to come to fruition. But I wanted to share it with you, not out of fear that someone's going to steal my ideas, but more so of accountability. Like I'm putting it out there, I'm sharing it. I want to hold myself accountable. So feel free in 3 months to check in on me and see how this is going. I need to have an answer for you. Quick little pause, because I want to share something I genuinely use and love. If you've been listening for a while, you know I'm really intentional about my health, my sleep, my nervous system, just all of it. And one brand I've been falling in love with is Bond Charge. I do have an affiliate code with them, which means I may earn a small commission if you use it. So thank you in advance for supporting the show. I have their red light mask, and I use it pretty much every single night. Honestly, if I skip it, I truly feel off. It's become part of my wind down ritual. I'll turn it on, I'll set it for 30 minutes, that's the max, and I usually play a guided meditation while I'm using it. It helps me just relax, regulate, and transition into sleep. And the results, I really do notice a huge difference. My fine lines look softer in the morning. My skin has that dewy glow. It just feels like part of my holistic well-being at this point. I also use their blue light blocker glasses. I put them on when I get home from work, especially as the sun is setting. It helps my eyes just adjust to a dimmer light and not stay so overstimulated from the bright lights and bright screens, which really supports my sleep. And their red light wand, that's what I started with. Now I pack it whenever I travel so I can still get my red light therapy in whenever I'm not home. If you want to try anything, the mask, the glasses, the wand, you can use code TME15 for 15% off. I'll link everything in the show notes. Thank you for supporting the brands that support this show. But yes, I also want to do more solo episodes like this because especially if I want to build an app, I want to share my journey in therapy and where I am at with EMDR and what I'm seeing so far. And if it's like, even there are weeks that I don't feel like I had much of a breakthrough, I want to share that with you too, because in order to build an app, I need to know what works, what doesn't. So I need to be sharing that. I appreciate any feedback of your journey that you have had with any other type of modality of therapy. And, it all helps. So my whole mission, my whole why is truly like to connect. We are born to connect. And I really feel that after COVID were like my saddest, most depressed years of my life. And I think that's because I was isolated so much from friends and family. And I was in Florida and my family doesn't live in Florida. And then, I didn't have a significant other. So nobody was really around the house and I wasn't going into work. So everything got so isolated. And then when the world woke up again and it started to be, busier, I had a hard time because the lifestyle I was living before COVID was not the same anymore. And some of those same friends weren't around. And some people got married. Some people had kids. And just things around me changed so drastically. And it was starting to make me feel like, wow, I don't know where my place is right now in this realm or on this earth. And I was starting to become depressed. And that lingered for years after. I mean, I've shared with you in past episodes, I started to feel better this time last year when I started to actively work on this podcast and bring it all to life, like things I've been talking about. So that's why I share all of these things, because I do see that when you follow your heart and you do something that you always felt called to do, it heals you in ways. Like it's weird. Something happens to you in a very positive way. So I'm excited to see what this year brings. And I'm excited to be on this mic solo a little bit more than I have been with you guys. I don't want to really be behind the scenes on my own podcast. I want to be at the forefront of it. So here I go. And I'm really excited that you guys are all with me. Thank you for your time this week. Thank you for letting me share what's to come and what I want and being open with you guys about my journey. I really appreciate it. So until next week. That's another thing too. It might not be weekly podcasts anymore. It might just be like maybe 2. I want to aim for weekly, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how March comes, but we'll have one next week. Okay, so see you then. Thanks so much for listening to Tell Me Everything. I hope today's episode gave you a fresh perspective, a little inspiration, or just something that made you pause and think. If you enjoyed it, make sure you are following the show so we can keep the conversation going. And share it with anyone you think might love it too. I'm so glad you spent this time with me today. Until next time.